Hey everybody, this video is unscripted, it's not organized. There's so much going on that I haven't been able to find a way to organize the information. So I don't know, I feel like there's something behind this pandemic. I feel like there's something that they're not telling us. I'm not sure what that is. It's not surprising, obviously, that there's something they're not telling us. There's always something they're not telling us. But personally, I am not, I'm not being stupid. I'm following the guidelines. But I do feel like there's something they're not telling us. So what I want to share with you is I've been closely watching the governors of all 50 states and their reaction to this quote-unquote pandemic. And I've noticed that, New York and California, obviously, lockdown. They're at this point, as of March 20th, they had, shelter in place order, I think executive order, not just closing businesses, private businesses. It's one thing to close state operated businesses, government operated businesses. That's one thing. If you're the government and you're closing your own businesses, okay. But when the government starts to close private business, that's a whole nother thing. So I've been watching this, and, California and New York, just full blown, right away, closing private businesses, signing executive orders to close private business, not just guidelines, but ordering private businesses to close. Ordering people to not gather in, groups, and now ordering people to stay home. Okay, so you can argue about that. People can argue forever. I don't want to argue. It's just a fact. That's what's happening. So there are other states that haven't gone quite that far. They have ordered the closure, most of the states, I think it is, have ordered the closure of bars and restaurants, allowing only takeout. They've also ordered, some of them have ordered the closure of theaters, gyms, entertainment venues, things like that. You can look at this list right here that I have of the places that have ordered both by executive order, I believe, and, check on these things. If you're living in a certain state, by all means, check on it yourself, because some of this might be outdated. They're changing this every day. But the last I checked, these states right here, Alabama, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin have signed executive orders limiting the number of people who can gather together and ordering the closure of certain private businesses. The next level of draconian, I believe these are draconian measures. I heard. It's interesting to me when journalists use that term draconian, because it refers to the dragon. But anyway, I don't want to get into that right now, but that's not really my term. That's something that I've heard other journalists use, and I think it's very appropriate here. But these other states have not, they haven't ordered a shelter in place yet. They have not banned public gatherings yet, even though they've recommended. There's a difference between recommendations and guidelines versus executive orders. These here are the states that have ordered certain private businesses to close, but they have not banned public gatherings as of March 20th, or maybe even before that. Like I said, if you live in one of these states, check. But these are the following states. They've only ordered certain businesses to close, nothing else: Arizona, Indiana, Minnesota, Mississippi, Nevada, North Dakota, Pennsylvania, Utah, West Virginia, and Wyoming. So again, those are the ones that have ordered certain private businesses to close, but they have not banned by executive order public gatherings, and they have not ordered a shelter in place yet. This is changing every day. It's probably changing right now as I'm recording this. And finally, these are the states that have not signed any executive orders limiting liberty as of March 20th, as far as I know. Alaska, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Missouri, Montana, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Texas. That's it. And every single day that I check this, more of these states are joining the beast, so to speak. So every day this is changing. There's always one of these states will sign an executive order to either ban public gatherings or order certain businesses to close. Again, it's one thing to recommend that private businesses close. It's a whole other thing when you order them to do it. Nobody has the right to do that. I get it, though. I mean, I can see both sides of the story. But like I said, I really feel like there's something else behind all of this. I don't understand personally. And I've had people try to explain to me why this flu virus is worse than every other flu. I've seen the explanations, and it still doesn't make sense. I still feel like there's something else going on that they're not saying. It occurs to me that they may be coming out with a vaccine that they are going to try to make mandatory. I've heard other people mention that is one of the first things that came to my mind. And if they do try to make this vaccine mandatory, I've just given you a list of the states that are most likely to do that. The states that are most likely to go along with that mandatory vaccine. You can stay on top. I recommend that you stay on top of this yourself, whatever state you're living in, because I really can't. I can't go through all 50 states, every single document that they, there's going to be things that I've missed, but overall, in general, this is what it looks like. There are only 12 states as of March 20th, and it's probably less now. There are only 12 out of all 50 that have not signed away any of your freedoms, and we don't know how long this thing is going to last. They say 2 weeks, but then they extend it by a month, and then they extend it by another month. You don't know. We don't know. Okay, so having said that, I want to share with you some very bizarre experiences that I've had in the past 6 months that I don't know how to explain. But I haven't really been uploading all of my, so a lot of people don't want to hear this, and that's fine. You can click off if you don't want to listen to this. But I mean, a lot of you probably know that I dream about things before it happens. I see visions about things before it happens. I've actually literally scientifically proven that on YouTube. Whatever. I mean, that's not the point. But the point is that I am now experiencing something that I don't even know what it is. I feel like it's for the past 6 months. Let me just tell you what happened, okay? And then you can decide for yourself what it is. Before it was dreams, sometimes visions, but now it's people will come up to me and say things, and I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they want. And sometimes it's very disturbing what they say. And then, I just, yeah, okay, that's great. Okay, bye. I don't want to, they scare me, honestly. So one of these people 6 months ago said to me that I was on nurse row. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm not a nurse. I've never been a nurse. This was in, I don't know, August maybe of last year, September, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It really bothered me. It bothered me for a while because, it kind of sounds like death row, except it was nurse row. And it was disturbing. It bothered me. And I thought, what is this person saying to me? What are they threatening me? I don't know. I don't know this person. They're a stranger. Actually, if you want to know, I can tell you the exact date it was or the exact week it was, because it was right after I had uploaded the video on YouTube. The video is called Dog People in the Bible. I know it sounds funny. Anyway, but it's true. Whatever. But this person first, they wanted to let me know that they knew exactly what I was doing on YouTube, and they knew exactly what video I had most recently posted on YouTube, because they came up to me and this person said to me, "Those people over there, they're dogs." And they kind of chuckled about it. And I was like, uh-huh. Because I don't, I don't do that. Okay. I don't walk around and like judge people. And I didn't say anything to that. I just kind of, okay, I didn't say anything. I didn't respond. But basically this person was letting me know that they knew who I was. They knew they knew that I had just uploaded this video on YouTube. And the next thing this person told me was that I was on nurse row. I'm not a nurse. I've never been a nurse. And that sounds a lot like death row. So now it bothered me, right? So I remembered it. Again, you can go back and find out when I uploaded that video, because it was in between the time from when I uploaded that video to the next video, because I remember that was the most recent video I had uploaded on YouTube. I hadn't uploaded anything else at that point, so you can find the exact time when that happened. And I don't offhand know, but it bothered me for a while. And now, well, no, let me say one more thing. I started seeing in my mind a vision that would not stop. It just kept going and going and going. It was of coughing. And it was of myself coughing, actually. I thought it was myself, and this is why I never uploaded the vision, because I upload visions sometimes to YouTube. And I've said before that the reason I do that is because then they come true, these visions, and that has happened many times. So, I mean, that's why I do that, just to, anyway. But I didn't upload this one because I thought it was I just thought it was, I didn't know what, I didn't think it was anything. I thought I was just, I didn't know what it was. I don't know how to explain it. It was just this image in my mind of coughing, like kind of like bad coughing. And I thought it was myself coughing. And so then when I got sick in December, you might remember this, I got really sick in at the end of December, beginning of January. I still have this cough now. And so I thought, at first, I thought, oh, maybe I was actually like, maybe I was seeing that I was going to get sick. Now I thought it was personal. Now I'm starting to wonder, was I seeing that because there was this cough coming? So that was like 6 months ago when I started seeing the cough, and I kept seeing it just would not go away. It just kept running in my mind, the coughing thing. And it went on for like 6 months. I don't know if it was around the time that this person said to me the nurse row thing. But then I just recently started putting it together, and I realized, wait a minute. So could that have been some kind of a warning about something that was coming? I don't know. I'm not saying it was or wasn't. I'm not trying to hype this thing up, because I do kind of feel like it's hype, and I'm not getting it. But you know what I mean? I'm not getting the hype because I'm not a doctor and I don't understand what they're talking about. So I don't get the hype. I'm listening and I'm following the guidelines because I'm not stupid, but I don't get the hype. You understand what I'm saying? At the same time, I feel like maybe there's something they're not telling us about this. I've said that, but for me, and I know that other people don't get me when I say, I had this dream or I had this vision. They don't get that because they're not having dreams and visions that come true later. I get it. Like sometimes you hear somebody say something, you're like, oh, that's just hype, because you don't understand what they're talking about. I feel like people do that to me, when I'm talking about Bible prophecy, because I am studying it intensively and I understand things that they don't understand because they're not studying it intensively. And so when I say, the Bible prophecy is predicting that an asteroid's going to hit the earth, and it really literally like predicted Obama and predicted that the asteroid was going to hit during the reign of the next president after Obama. I can say all that and they'll go, that's nonsense. You don't know what you're talking about. That's just hype. It's just whatever. It's just fear mongering. They don't understand that, no, this is actually what the this is solid. I mean, the prophecy is saying this, but they don't understand. So for me, I'm looking at the doctors and I'm kind of having the same reaction to what they're saying as these other people have to me, because again, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't understand what they're talking about because I'm not a doctor. So I have a tendency to think it's just hype. And I have the same reaction to them that they would probably have to me talking about Bible prophecy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do anything stupid. I'm trying to realize that there's something going on here. I think there's a lot of things they're not telling us because they usually don't tell us everything. And the point is that, let me just go back. The point is that this nurse row thing. Nurse row is very much like, it sounds like death row. Death row, what is death row? Death row is people that are standing in a line waiting to die. And I was thinking about this. Why would somebody say that to me? Why would somebody, say that I was on nurse row? I'm not a nurse. I've never been a nurse. I've never gone to medical school. I've never even had an interest in biology. I've never even taken a biology class when I was in college. I did everything else so that I didn't have to do biology. It was like literally the last thing that I wanted to do. Makes no sense. It makes no sense that this person would say this, in this very bizarre circumstance that At the time, I knew there was something more to what this person was saying to me, but I didn't understand what it was. And now I think it may have been a warning about something that was coming. This person wanted to make sure I knew that they knew what I was uploading on YouTube. So, what does that say? I mean, I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm not, I just know for me personally, getting that warning, I am not going to I'm not going to go work at a hospital. You know what I mean? Like if it comes to a situation where somebody calls me and says, "Hey, you know what? They're just hiring people on the spot right now to come work at the hospital because they're short-staffed." Personally, I'm not going to do it because I feel like I was warned. That's just me. So I am telling you, you can think whatever you want to think. It really doesn't matter to me. But I feel like I should tell you that there are just things happening in my life, and it's happening so fast. I don't know how to put this into a concise video. I've been doing concise videos for several years now that are scripted, that are, clear, and I haven't been able to do it because there is so much going on. There is so much information. It's like information overload, and I don't even know how to organize it. So I'm just telling you right now. It's not scripted. I'm just telling you. This is what's going on. I just want to say one other thing about being socially invested. When you're socially invested, when you have a social circle that you're involved in, and you're invested into with those people in that circle, and it's almost like it's kind of like a rat race. It's almost like everybody is constantly these social circles, they're constantly moving and adjusting, and so you have to constantly work and stay involved to maintain your standing in your circle of friends, family, whatever it is. And so you feel an intense pressure when somebody sends you a text or calls you up and says, "Hey, we are all going to do this. Do you want to come? Do you want to do this?" And you have a choice. I have a choice. Everybody you're going to have a choice at that point, whether or not you're going to say, "Yes, I will come and I will volunteer," or you will say, "No, I'm not going to." And the honesty of the situation is that when you make that choice, you are choosing whether or not you are going to be accepted by the group or rejected by the group, because they will reject you. That's how it works. That's why peer pressure exists. That's why people go along with things that they wouldn't normally do, because you're going to be separated from the group. But right now, groups, social circles like that, are tares. I mean, that is what the prophecy says. The prophecy says that right before the end, and I firmly believe we are right at the end. Maybe, if it turns out I'm wrong, okay, whatever, but I firmly believe that. I know a lot of other people firmly believe that. I base that on intensive study of the prophecies that are actually coming true. Not prophecies that are just random, they're up in the air somewhere. I'm talking about grounded prophecies that we know when they were published, and we know that they came true in extreme detail. We're not talking about, I think maybe, a virus might happen at some point in the future. No, I'm talking about specific, detailed prophecies that cannot be faked. You can't, you can't, some of these prophecies are not as clear, and others of them are very clear. Like in Daniel 9, it's very clear that there's this man called Messiah that's going to show up both 7 and 62 Shabuah after a decree goes forth to restore Jerusalem. You can't make that up. Either there's a man 7 and 62 Shabuah after that, or there's not. You can't change it. You can't fake it and you can't change it. That is a very specific prophecy. So you can't make it up. So my point is, the prophecy says that when they separate you from their company, that's a good thing. So if they ask you, you have a choice to say yes or no, but just be honest with yourself about why you're saying yes or no. Are you saying yes to be accepted by them? Because groups like that are tares. That's who they are. Because it says in the prophecy that in the very end, the wheat are separated from the tares, and the tares are the ones that are in bundles. They're in bundles. You know what religion? I recently found out that the word religion, it literally stems from a word that means to bind or something like that. Some people are bound together and it has nothing to do with religion. I'm just saying it's interesting that a lot of these people are bound together through religion. And that is literally what the word religion means. But if you're doing it, if you're saying yes to something like that, to be accepted by a social group, just know that you're trying to be with the tares. You're trying to join up with the tares, and the tares, the tares that are bound are literally tares, like real tares, like literal tares. They're dead. It's dead wheat. So these are people that are bound together, and they're people that are, from the future's perspective, dead. They don't survive. So I'm just telling you what the prophecy says, and what some of the things that are in the prophecy says. If you're separated from their company, that's a good thing. So I'm not telling anybody what to do. I just feel like I should tell you this, that it's something that I'm turning around in my mind right now. And I could be wrong. I don't know, but there's something behind this pandemic that they're not telling us. And it could be a mandatory vaccine. It could be something else. I don't know. Maybe they know. I don't know. I mean, the prophecy says they know about the asteroid. It says the beast knows about the asteroid and lies about the timing of it. I mean, we know that it says that. I've shown that before. But anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I just wanted to share with you that. And then for anybody who's wondering, like, what's going on, I haven't uploaded a video online. If you're wondering about that, it's because I can't figure out how to put this stuff into a concise form. It's so much, and it seems so just very bizarre things that I found in the Bible that I don't know how to explain, and just understandings that I've come to myself that I feel like it's just so much right now. And so, that's what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out how to say these things and how to put it in an organized, concise way that can just be understood quickly. So this is a long video, longer than normal. I'm gonna let you go. 30 minutes is too long. So anyway, I hope that you are doing okay, and I'll try to maybe keep I'm gonna continue to watch the governors, and I'll upload another video maybe next week, and just updating on that. So I hope you're doing okay. And I will talk to you later. Okay.